Just get a beret and walk around like one of the fancy directors from like the 20s. Tie a sweater vest around me, please.
With those pants, with the high boots and the pants all.
Oh yeah, and
out.
the fluffy thighs, which would be great because I have fat thighs to begin with. So no chub rub. I'm good. I win.
No chub rub.
Submit me to the Oscars. We're going straight to the top. Let's do it.
All right, everyone, welcome to Bite into Apple, your weekly Apple news, rumors, reactions, and real-world takes. I'm Slav, and with me is my good old buddy who's frozen there.
Ya boy.
Colton, what's going on, man?
It's your boy. Medium-sized Q.
But we have a handful of things to talk about today, such as what I probably should have my notes up, such as Gemini release date for Siri, Google Gemini. We have an Apple AI pin that's possibly coming, maybe not. We'll talk about that. We have an update for a really old iPhone that just dropped, oddly. And I want to talk about the potential, or not the potential, because we're going to get new MacBook Pros, but we're going to talk a little bit about the MacBook Pro upgrades that are coming as well. Also, our 5 Bytes segment and our what's on our desk segment, and maybe some more. We'll see what's going on. But before we do that, did you know that 16 years ago, this past January 27th, so just a couple days ago,
Yesterday as of recording,
the iPad came out. First off, I want to say this. The fact that the iPad is only 16 years old baffles me. The iPad is such a staple in technology right now that, to me, it feels like it's just always been. Even at 40 years old, even somebody who has grown up and seen so many changes in technology in my lifetime. I mean, I'm coming from MS-DOS. That's where I started on MS. Actually, I started on Apple II in elementary school, and my first computer at home was, a computer with MS-DOS on it, and it just built from there to Windows 93, Windows 95, so on and so forth. But the fact is that I sit here today and I say, it's only 16, and I have mine sitting right here, right now, in my hand.
It's more like holding in your hand, not sitting.
But I honestly could not imagine not having this thing. The amount of stuff that I do with my iPad on a daily basis is crazy. And you look at what Steve Jobs unveiled 16 years ago. And he said, iPad is our most advanced technology and a magical and revolutionary device at an unbelievable price. iPad creates and defines an entirely new category of devices that will connect users with their apps and content in a much more intimate, intuitive, and fun way than ever before. Essentially, back when it released, it was just an iPhone, just bigger, but it has become so much more. What do you think? What are your thoughts on the iPad today? What did you think of it back then? I mean, for me back then, I couldn't care less because I hated Apple back then, but that's besides the point. What do you think right now?
I can't believe it's only 16 years old, personally. Like, I was still in high school, which is mind-boggling. But yeah, I mean, I thought that thing was like 20 years old, 25. I thought it was closer to my age than anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, it since you didn't have one and I kind of had one in high school, well, I think it was like middle school, high school, something like that. It was more like an iPod. and I'll even date myself there, an iPod more than it was an iPhone because it didn't support cellular, I don't think. So it
I
was
mean, it
like,
ran iOS. It was
yeah,
just running iOS. So yeah, I get what you're saying about the whole iPad aspect because yeah, you couldn't make calls on it,
yeah,
but
but
the operating system on it was iOS.
yeah. So you could watch you could buy, because that was back before you could do Apple Music or anything. You can buy really cool music videos and watch them,
Yeah,
or
yeah. I mean,
movies if that's your preferred way.
it had 64 gigabytes of storage, which, believe it or not, was the norm on iPads
Yeah.
up until like 2 years ago. I think.
Yeah,
I
well,
think
it
that.
was even the norm on phones up until a few years ago.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's nuts. But it started at $499 and had a 9.7-inch LED backlit multi-touch display. It had its first custom designed Apple chip. That is where the first of Apple Silicon started. And now look at where Apple Silicon is today. It's incredible. But yeah, I mean, look, I sit there and take a look. Before the iPad, there were tablets. There were tablets that were made by different companies. Even Amazon had their Fire tablets around that time, and none of them really were able to capture the excitement that the iPad did. I always think back to an episode of Modern Family. I don't know if you ever watch that show, but I think back to an episode of Modern Family that came out around the time of the iPad, where one of the main characters, Phil, he's the father of the household. He's a big tech guru, tech fan, and it's his birthday the day that the iPad launches. And all he wants to do is go to the store and buy an iPad, wait in line and buy an iPad, but he can't do it. Like there's things that just keep him from doing it. So his wife is like, I'll do it for you. Don't worry. I'll go do it for you. So she promises to go do it, and she fails at going to get the iPad. And it's a whole thing. It's a comedy show. It's a sitcom. So all these shenanigans happen. But that's the kind of cultural impact that this device had on the world. The biggest sitcom on at the time was having fun and talking about it. The iPad was just ginormous. It was huge. It changed how tablets were perceived, because most people just thought, essentially, people thought that they were just e-readers, essentially.
Yeah.
Nobody thought that you could do anything more with it than just that. I know myself, I started thinking about getting a tablet around like 2014. That's how long it kind of took for me to finally like, maybe I want to get a tablet. And it was then where I was like, but do I just want a tablet, or do I want a combo, a tablet computer combo? And that was like kind of the thing that that computer companies were trying to push at the time. And those just failed miserably as well, because we've gotten to the point now where tablets are tablets and computers are computers. And that's the one thing I love about Apple. And I'm afraid that there's rumors that they're going to be pushing towards having touch screen MacBooks. I don't think they need it, because if you want touch screen, just get your iPad and have a touch screen. If you want a MacBook, a laptop, get your MacBook. To me, that's the best combination there. I don't want a laptop that is touchscreen. I've had laptops that are touchscreen. I never use it. I've had laptops that the keyboards come off. I never use them. Heck, you probably remember I had a Surface tablet.
Yeah, that was back in the remote control days.
Yeah, and it was cool and all, but it ran Windows, and it ran Windows really poorly. So
Yeah.
I mean, it revolutionized tablets, and sure, it wasn't the greatest thing at first, but the one thing with Apple that you always see is when they release something, it isn't always what it's going to be, if that makes sense. It's kind of like they will release something and they'll, in a sense, perfect it the Apple way when they release it, but then they take a look and see how the world uses it, and they make it better. And they make it better, and they make it better. They did it with the iPad. They did it with the Apple Watch. They did it with the iPhone, and they continuously do that with their products. And the iPad which is what we're talking about right now, is just a prime example of that. We see where we're at today with the iPad.
Yeah. I think it's actually kind of crazy to think. I mean, I don't know. I'll do research here real quick. Do you know off the top of your head what the price of an iPad is?
Right now?
Yeah.
$5.99, $6.99, I think, for a base, or no, the base iPad. The base iPad is $3.99.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Okay, so I'll use the iPad Air for example. From Apple's website, it is $5.99. It's only gone up $100 in 16 years.
Yeah,
which is crazy to think because just inflation and general financial stuff that happens. Stuff normally inflates way more than $100 in 16 years, especially in tech.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is crazy.
Don't forget though, the one thing that's really helped them with this is the way that they have created just a whole line of iPads.
Yeah,
like they have the base model, they have the iPad Mini, they have the iPad Air, they have the iPad Pro, and then with the iPad Air, you have two models. With the iPad Pro, you have two models. You have the larger, you have the smaller on each of those. And the markups on those are ginormous. It's astronomical, the markups on those. I mean, if you think about it, because that's just how Apple makes their money. Now, here's the thing. The higher models are marked up a lot higher, or they're marked up. They're probably making more money off the higher models than the lower models, if that makes sense. So the markup isn't as crazy with the lower models. They're still making money, but they're making more money on the higher models. And it's about getting the people in the ecosystem. And that's kind of the idea behind Apple. Is it's always been like, look, we're going to price these at a level where, hey, we're still going to make money on them, but we just want people in the ecosystem. You buy our iPhone, hey, try out the iPad. It's not badly priced. Get the base model iPad. If you like it, maybe you'll get the Air the next time or the Pro the next time. Yeah. Oh, you like the iPad? Get a MacBook Air. Just $1,000. You can't beat it. Or $600 at Walmart. Oh, now you're in there. Guess what? Once you get all that, then you're going to start getting into all of our subscriptions and start buying off of our app store and all that stuff. And that's where they start making all their money. So that's kind of why it works the way they did. It works that way. I mean, it just does.
And then it's like, oh, do you want to listen to all your Apple products? Here's our AirPods.
Yeah, AirPods. Which
it is kind of crazy, the spider web they wove of how everything interacts with each other. I guess I should have done that on screen, but
yeah, it's whether
it's smart marketing.
Yeah, and I often wonder if it was intentional or if they kind of fell into some of this stuff. I think the headphones just made sense because you went from iPod to the iPhone, and the iPhone came with headphones, and then they kept kind of moving forward, and they're like, we want to get rid of the wires. So then we're getting rid of the headphones. So they were like, we're going to make wireless headphones. So they made the wireless headphones, the AirPods, but they were like, but we got to make them worth it. And the first gen AirPods were kind of crappy. I didn't think they were that good, but they kept improving on them. And the AirPods Pro, which I think are still the best earbuds out there, the AirPod Pros, especially the new gen, they're fantastic. And they're just great. And then I think that makes sense. But the Apple Watch was kind of a Tim Cook type of thing, I think. And he kind of like pushed that because the smartwatch was kind of like a big thing in the early 2010s. And they just kind of were like, let's get into this too. Like Microsoft tried one. You had your Fitbits, your Garmin's, your this, your that. And they kind of threw their hat in for this smartwatch, but it was supposed to be like a fitness watch, but they weren't sure about it being a complete fitness watch. Like they kind of went half in with it. And the world, the way that the world wanted to use it is kind of what made it successful, because the world was like, we're going to use it for this, for all these health things. And Apple was like, okay, they kind of fell into it.
Use our health app.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, not to cut you off here, but I'm gonna send you a picture later. My watch finally died.
Oh, that's sad.
I gotta figure out how to not trademark Bones and was it Bones and Harmony?
Oh yeah.
Just find a way to get Crossroads untrademarked.
You at the crossroads,
you won't be lonely. It no longer. It's at the final time where you have 10% left, dead.
Oh jeez.
So,
but anyways, do you have anything else to say about the iPad? We should probably move on.
No. But kudos.
Well done. Well done. Apple
Proud of you.
iPad. Next up, what do we got? Siri, Gemini.
Some Apple stuff.
Oddly. So Siri Gemini, the company has been planning an announcement of the new Siri in the second half of February when it will give demonstrations of the functionality. This is coming from Mark Bloomberg from Mark Gurman from Bloomberg.
No, I like Mark Bloomberg. He's our official source.
The 5 people that listen to the show is gonna laugh, so it's okay.
Oh, hey, two of the 5 are here laughing now. Sorry, that one was a bad rim job. I'm sorry.
Rim job. The more personalized Siri will be part of iOS 26.4.
That one was you, not me.
Which will be available in beta in February and released to the general public in March or early April, according to Mark Bloomberg. Based on that time frame, the new and improved Siri should be available to all customers with an iPhone 15 Pro or newer in just a few more months. As previewed by Apple, the assistant should be able to tap into personal data and on-screen content to fulfill tasks, according to Bloomberg. Apple.
That's just got to be a thing now. Everybody's Bloomberg. Everybody who wrote anything we read is Bloomberg now. Apple first announced the more personalized version of Siri all the way back at WWDC 2024, but it was eventually delayed at the time. Apple showed an iPhone user asking Siri about their mother's flight and lunch reservation plans based on info retrieved from the Mail and Messages apps as one example of a new capability. The revamped Siri reportedly experienced issues inside Apple, leading the company to turn to Google Gemini. This new Siri will technically still run on a new Apple intelligence model that has Gemini's technology baked in. Siri will reportedly get even better on iOS 27, as Apple is said to be planning to turn the assistant into a full-out chatbot, allowing users to have sustained back-and-forth conversations with the assistant. And it goes on a little bit here. We've kind of touched on this the last couple weeks. I mean, what are your thoughts on it, though? I want to hear what you have to say. I mean, it's going to be cool. I'm going to try to turn it sentient like I did with ChatGPT. ChatGPT, not BT.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Get you your groceries.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's just, I would say XYZ, but those letters don't exist in this podcast. Just like what you were saying with that pay-per-view that I missed from the WWE, the WWD. What were the first two?
WWDC?
What are those first two symbols? I've never seen those before. Those don't exist here in this podcast. The letter W doesn't exist on this podcast. We stop at V. Anyway, we're way off track here. Let's row the boat back over here. I mean, it's gonna be cool because as someone who has no concept of time or has the memory of a goldfish anymore, having it be able to pull from anywhere in my phone where I've made plans that I completely forgot about and put it on my calendar so I can remember it will be phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't have much more to say about this because at this point, I just want to see what it is. We've talked about the rumors of what they're going to do with Gemini. We've talked about the rumors about their chatbot. Now I just want to see it put into action. We're just a few weeks away from them releasing the beta in February. So I'm on the beta program. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to see it. That should be exciting. But when that comes out, then I'll start to see and be able to understand, hey, is this worth it? Is it working? Is it going to be worth the $1 billion that they're spending per year to do this?
Yeah, I still can't believe it's $1 billion. Oh my God. Brain bloom here.
Brain blurg.
Yeah. We should definitely get like a third circle over here and have it be the chat bot assist and see if we can get it to do an episode with us.
If we can figure out how to do that, we should definitely do that.
Yeah. I mean, it might take some finagling. That's going to take some research, but you know what? You heard it here. Next episode. No, I'm kidding.
Jeez. All right. Next thing. Apple developing AirTag-sized AI pin with dual cameras.
We can edit this out, but there is a startup that did something similar to this that if you want to look up, it's Humane AI Pin.
Yes, I do know that.
Okay.
The Humane AI Pin.
Leave it in. Leave it in.
We'll leave it in. That's fine.
Because I was going to buy one of those, believe it or not.
Thank God you didn't, because that thing was a complete and utter failure.
Yeah, I was
actually looking at the other one that came out, which was the Rabbit, the AI Rabbit, which wasn't a pin. It was actually like a little square box thing that you just put in your pocket. That one was an utter failure as well. But according
to tech startups,
according to MacRumors.com, Apple is working on a small wearable AI pin equipped with multiple cameras, a speaker, and microphone. They're reporting this from The Information. It says if it actually launches, the AI pin will likely run the new Siri chatbot that Apple plans to unveil in iOS 27. The pin is said to be similar in size to an AirTag, with a thin, flat, circular disc shape. It has an aluminum and glass shell and 2 cameras at the front. There's a standard lens and a wide-angle lens that are meant to capture photos and videos, while 3 microphones are designed to pick up sound around the wearer. An included speaker, I can't talk or read. An included speaker, there we go, allows the pin to play audio, and there is a physical control button along one edge. The device is able to wirelessly charge like an Apple Watch. Apple wants the final version of the pin to be about the same size as an AirTag, but it will be slightly thicker. Currently, there is no built-in attachment method, but that could change later in development. The information says it's not clear if Apple plans to sell the pin on its own or bundle it with future smart glasses or other devices, but the physical button and built-in cameras, speakers, and microphones suggest that it can operate independently. So it says AI pins and wearables have not fared well so far, but multiple companies are developing AI wearables. OpenAI is currently teaming with Johnny Ive. Now, I want to ask you something here, Colton. Do you know who Johnny Ive is?
Isn't that who John Mellencamp sang about in one song or something?
No, Johnny Ive was a designer at Apple for a number of years. Steve Jobs brought him in a number of years ago to be the designer for the hardware at Apple for a number of years. He was the one that loved to make everything look so sleek and beautiful when it comes to Apple. He helped redesign the MacBooks, the iPads, and everything. He also hated ports. So the older, like the MacBooks without the ports and everything like that, he was the one that made that happen. He was the one that was like, take the ports off, take off the ports. And that was a terrible impression of him, but that was him. I mean, he was
spot on.
He left a few years ago. He left Apple a few years ago, started his own company called With Love, I think is what it's called. With Love or From Love or something like that. And just recently, over the last 6 months to a year, he started working with OpenAI. And yeah, he's working over there and helping create some kind of small AI device for ChatGPT and OpenAI. Now, a lot of people think it's going to be some kind of thing that goes on your ear. Nobody really knows. OpenAI is saying that now it's being rumored that they're saying that it's going to be ready by the end of this year. So we'll see, or at least to announce it by the end of this year. So we'll see. I don't know. But we also have other AI products from Meta, like AI glasses. Amazon has their Bee bracelet, and many, many, many others. Apple's AI Pen could be released as soon as 2027, but the information cautions that the development is in early stages and could be canceled, just like the Apple Car was canceled.
Oh. I mean, I think it would be cool because, again, we kind of started this with saying we were going to buy our own AI pins at one point in time. So,
yeah.
My only problem with this would be, hold on, the microphones that can pick up the sound around you. Because if anything, she who shall not be named, because I don't want to activate her, picks up on any noise that sounds like her name that shall not be named.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's going to be a problem.
That's one of the things that they need to get these chatbots smarter with. They need to make them smart to the point where it's kind of like, well, when I'm just talking about it, it needs to not activate.
Yeah.
But it needs to recognize when I am actually talking about it, it then activates. That was one of the promises that Amazon made with their what is it called, Alexa Plus or something like that. Like, hey, it's supposed to be smarter and know when you're actually talking to it and things like that. Well, that never panned out because it just activates whenever you say its name. Now, with that said, how often do you actually say he who shall not be named? I mean, in just random conversation, it doesn't really happen that often. I mean, when we're sitting here talking in a podcast, yeah. But like if you're talking to your dog or talking to Nicole or something, you're not just bringing it up for no damn reason.
No, she was the one who shall not be named. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. She just pops her head out from the door, huh?
Yeah, ask. I mean,
oh geez, there she is.
I thought I heard Tobe's not in here with me today. He didn't want to come in here, so it was probably him bumping the door. I was gonna say, wow, that was a really weird coincidence.
Yeah. But no, I completely get it. Apple Insider is giving us some good news. I don't know how much you know about this, but RAM is getting hard to get.
Oh, it's insane.
And because of that, the prices are skyrocketing. Absolutely skyrocketing. But if you are an Apple buyer, purchaser, memory will not be an issue for Apple, at least in the near term, like the near future, due to its contracts with suppliers. This coming from analyst Ming-Chi Kuo. They say they think that Apple will not increase iPhone 18 prices to compensate because of these contracts that they have. Mm-hmm. So I've pretty much suspected that all the new releases coming out in 2026, at least I'll say this, the M5 series chip MacBooks and computers and things like that are going to be fine. The iPhone 18 is going to be fine. All of that stuff, I believe, will be fine. We're talking about the M6 chips. We're talking about the iPhone 19. We're talking about everything that's all that. I think that's when we're going to see price increases. And I think the way that Apple will justify the price increases isn't going to be because RAM is hard to get. They're going to do it because we are going to see significant design changes with a lot of this stuff. I think the MacBooks, when it comes to the M6 chips, so technically next, not the M5, not the upcoming MacBook Pros, but the MacBook Pros with the M6 chips, we're going to see design changes. I think we're going to see the iPhone 19 have a very big change with the design. They may skip 19 and just go to 20, kind of like they skipped the 9 and went to 10. That's still, are they going to do that? We don't know.
I mean, double X. Oh, that'd be dope.
There's a lot of different things that I think they're going to be able to sit there and justify and say, well, the prices went up because there's a new design change. And they'll never say it, but in-house, they'll say, hey, this is how we can justify it to ourselves. But if you're wondering why the RAM prices are going up and why it's so hard to get RAM, it's because of the the data farms that are being built for AI. So your Chat GPTs, your Geminis, your all of them. I can't even think of all of them right now. They are the ones, they're the Claudes, all of that. They are the reason why memory is so high. It's the same reason why just a few years ago that GPUs were so high.
Yeah.
Now it's memory. And that's a problem. You know, these companies can't keep up with manufacturing the memory units, the wafers. It really comes down to the wafers for the RAM. That's what the problem is. So when you get down to it,
you can go down to the Dollar Tree. They got chocolate wafers, vanilla wafers. I think they carry the strawberry. It's $1.25. Come on, now.
Yeah. Just put that in your computer and you're fine.
We can do better. We can do better.
yeah. That'll work perfectly. Perfectly.
Uh-oh.
What?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I thought you were going to say something and you didn't.
Oh.
I got all excited and nothing happened.
But yeah, I mean, that's what it comes down to. It's unfortunate, but hopefully us Apple fans, us buyers of Apple products, we should be okay through the rest of this year. But come 2027, I think that's when prices are going to start to go up. You probably will see the price of the MacBook jump up maybe $100 to $200. You might see the iPhone jump up $100, the iPads jump up $100, that kind of thing. And look, it's going to affect all areas of hardware when it comes to Apple products. Your HomePods, your Apple TVs and things like that, all of that kind of stuff will be affected by it because it all uses RAM in some way. So, yeah.
I mean, that's just across the board, not even with just Apple.
No, yeah. I mean, it's
just going to be bad.
Yeah, it truly is. I brought this up in the beginning. A 13-year-old iPhone just got a software update from Apple. And I like how it says, "Are you paying attention, Samsung?" This comes from tomsguide.com.
You mean Tom Bloomberg?
Yeah, Tom Bloomberg.
Actually, no, it's from Scott Bloomberg. Sorry.
So Apple released iOS 26.2.1 today. Now, for those of you who don't know, so the way that the updates work, 26, that first number, that big number, is the big release. So every year you get a big release. So that 26 is the big release. That's the big overhaul. The second number is kind of like the next update that kind of does some bigger patches that sometimes will update the look of it. That'll sometimes fix bigger bugs and things like that. If with liquid glass right now, they've been doing some changes here and there, like smoothing out the liquid glass and doing some different things, fixing some issues. That's kind of what the second number is. And then that third number, typically that third number is like security updates and
or like minor bug fixes and stuff.
Very minor bug fixes that you won't see. It's things that you never really see. It's things in the background. That's kind of what that third number is. So just the other day, just a couple days ago, actually, 26.2.1 was released. But the big surprise is that two older iPhones also received an update version of iOS. The company released an update version of iOS 12, nearly 8 years after its first debut, alongside the iPhone XS, or 10S, 10S Max, and 10R handsets. The new iOS 12.5.8 is available for both the iPhone 5S and iPhone 6, showing that Apple is supporting these devices for 13 and 12 years after they launched. The iPhone 5S debuted in September 2013, while the iPhone 6 released the following September in 2014. So if you're still rocking either of those, the iOS 12 update extends certificates required to enable apps like iMessage and FaceTime. For now, this means the iPhone 5S will work until January 2027.
All right,
so that's kind of cool.
Hold on, I got to update my phone.
Hey, let's do Susan.
Yeah.
Well done, Apple. Well done.
Don't have a champagne to pop here. Sorry.
Yeah, but honestly, this is a great thing. Like, typically, Apple will update phones for about 5 to 6 years, 7 years if they're, if you're lucky. Samsung does a hard cutoff at 7 years. 13 years here. I'm not exactly sure what the thought process was for this or why they did it. I guess they just want to make sure that iMessage and FaceTime still work on those phones.
Mm.
But the fact that they're like, hey, iPhone 5 and 6, why not? Like, hey, yeah. Like,
It's like, hey, we know all 3 people that still have these. They'll appreciate it.
It's your grandparents who got them when they were, 30 years old. So
yeah, well, that and definitely probably for kids too.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah. Now we're using Mac Rumors a lot today, so we got to give them a little credit.
Can tell who did the show notes.
It was Colton.
Yeah. Hey, look, Mark Bloomberg's back.
Oh, look, that Mark Bloomberg's back. So from Mac Rumors, according to Mark Bloomberg from Gurman, his Power On newsletter today, Mark Bloomberg added that redesigned MacBook Pro models with an OLED touchscreen should be hitting toward the end of 2026, meaning that the MacBook Pro line would be upgraded twice this year. First up will be MacBook Pro models with M5 Pro and Max chips, which should be coming soon. Then the MacBook Pro is expected to receive a major redesign in late 2026, but 2027 is still not fully ruled out. With rumored features including an OLED touchscreen, a dynamic island, M6 Pro and M6 Max chips, a thinner design, and built-in cellular connectivity. Apple updated the MacBook Pro twice in 1 year in the past, with M2 and M2 Pro and Max models debuting in January 23, and then M3 Pro and Max models following in October. So there is precedent for such a thing. Apple's Creator Studio bundle of apps launched today, Wednesday, January 28th, and it has been speculated that Apple might use the opportunity to unveil the MacBook Pro and Max chips. They did not. As for the MacBook Air, it's expected to get the M5 chip, while the Mac Studio should get higher-end M5 Max and Ultra chips. There have been reports about a new studio display being in the works, with rumored features including mini LED backlighting, ProMotion support up to 120 Hz, refresh rate, HDR support, and either an A19 or A19 Pro chip. Last month, the next-gen studio display was potentially spotted in a Chinese regulatory database. Apple also plans to release a lower-cost MacBook with an iPhone chip and an updated Mac Mini at some point this year, according to Mark Bloomberg. The lower-cost MacBook is expected to be powered by a version of the iPhone 16 Pro's A18 Pro chip. So, yeah, I was disappointed today. I was really hoping. So, on, Monday, they announced the AirTag 2s, or the updated AirTags. Now, typically, when Apple announces something on a Monday or releases a newsletter or like, hey, we're announcing a new product on a Monday, they typically will then announce something on a Tuesday and then a Wednesday. We knew going into Wednesday that Apple Creator Studio was coming out. And then last week, some news people, pundits, got invites to go to California on Wednesday, the day that we're recording this, the day that Creator Studio launches. So everybody was like, they have to be unveiling new products. And everybody thought, hey, it's going to be the new MacBook Pros. So Monday came, we got the new AirTags. So then I was like, all right, Tuesday, what do we think it is? And we thought it was going to kind of be a buildup. We thought, okay, AirTags on Monday. Maybe it'll be new HomePod minis on Tuesday with an Apple TV update. And then we thought, okay, and then Wednesday will be the MacBook Pros. That would be great, but nothing happened. Everybody just went to LA just to be there for the launch of Creator Studio. There was no MacBook Pro. Now, I will say something here, and I've listened to a lot of podcasts, so I've seen and heard and gotten to see and hear some of these pundits who have their access to Apple. They sometimes get these invites and they're not supposed to say anything because they'll get invited to go to Cupertino and they'll get shown a whole bunch of stuff. And then like a week or two later, then Apple will release stuff. And in that meantime, in that week or two, those pundits will get a chance to test out the new products because when they go, they'll get shown it, then they'll get a test product, they'll get a sample, sample or whatever they'll get to take home with them and get to test it out for a week or two. So then once the announcement happens, then these pundits and news outlets can say, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. The new MacBook Pros are going to be awesome. The new this is going to be great. Now that's a possibility of what could have happened today. I'm not saying it isn't because, they may have had to sign NDAs, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Saying it isn't or it is. I'm just saying there is still a possibility that within the next week or two, we get MacBook Pros and we find out that's what happened. But still, that's not their typical way of handling things at Apple. Typically, they'll announce it, and then those pundits, those people will get the MacBook sent to them to review, and then up their videos on YouTube or on their news sites, however they want.
Apple, please send us stuff.
Dude, we're nobodies right now, so we gotta work up to that.
No, you're somebody. You're Slav.
I'm Slav.
And I'm Colton.
Now, with that, I am still hoping to get a MacBook Pro within the next few weeks, probably within the next month or so. I'm waiting anxiously for the new M5 Pro chip to come out. Do I want to wait for the M6? No, I don't. I've already said I don't care about touchscreen. I think the touchscreen is stupid. The dynamic island on a laptop, I don't think is going to be all that important. I don't see the point of it personally. I honestly think that a dynamic island is better for an iPad than a MacBook.
Yeah.
But that's me. The cellular, though, that is the one thing that I would like to see on it. However, I will say this. I always have my phone with me. I have hotspot on my phone. So I can easily just turn my hotspot on and connect my laptop to my phone. So again, that's not a necessity for me. I'm used to it. So with the exception of the chip upgrade, there's nothing that's kind of like, oh man, I need an M6. The M5 chip is going to be, because I'm going to be going from an M2 Air to an M5 Pro chip. I think that is going to be perfectly fine for me. So
yeah, you're going to be content enough with just the upgrade.
Yeah, absolutely. But what are you thinking about all this?
The dynamic island makes 0 sense on a laptop.
Yeah.
Or a computer, period. I mean, obviously you're on Mac. I'm on Windows right now. Crucify me. But like you have all the toolbars down at the bottom, or on Apple, you have them on the top. Why do you need an island in the middle? It's just going to be distracting when you're trying to do something.
I mean, here's the thing. So, like, there is a notch on the laptop. So, like, at the top of the screen, you have on the left side, you have your Apple icon, which is kind of your settings. And then you have the name of what app you're in. And then you have your file, your edit, your view, your history, your bookmarks, profiles, and then a couple other things. And then boom, you hit the notch. But then on the other side of the notch, you have your essentially toolbar is what I'll call it, because it gives you your, obviously going from the right to the left, you have your date, your time, all that kind of stuff. And then you have your Siri, if you have that on there. And my tablet just heard me.
She who shall not be named.
Yeah, she just heard me. You have a bunch of other stuff on there. Some things like I use what's it called? Clean Shot X I use to take screenshots. I have that. That's kind of up there. My battery is up there. So, I have different things up
Mm.
there. Now, if you get rid of that notch, all that stuff can go further over because it can go above the dynamic island now. But that's about it. Like, that's the only thing. And honestly, I guess some people may want that, but
Yeah, I could live without it.
yeah, it's not necessary. It just isn't. Again, it's just for aesthetic. I do like the idea of it getting thinner. I think that's a cool idea because I do know the MacBook Pros are a little bit thick. They're thick boys and they're heavy, but they have fans in them. The Pro chip MacBooks have 2 fans in them, so they're heavy because they have those fans. They have bigger batteries. Like they have to be heavy, and they have to be thick. So we'll see. I mean, we'll definitely see what they're like, but it's nothing that I need now at all. Like it's kind of like if I get my MacBook Pro within the next month or so, I'll be completely content for probably a good 4 to 5 years. Yeah. And then I'll be looking at like an M11 chip.
Well, that's like me, my mom and Nicole all have the new Mac. Well, not new now, but at the last year MacBook Airs. Mm-hmm. I'm not really looking to buy another one anytime soon. Like I don't need it.
Yeah. I mean, first off, the MacBook Air is a phenomenal device, and it has enough power for anybody to use. For me, for my workload though, it is just a little underpowered for my needs. I probably could get away with just getting a normal MacBook Pro, but I don't want to run into not having enough power again. And that's kind of my concern. So I'm just going to get the Pro chip and I will be good. I know I will be good. But yeah, the MacBook Airs are phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, it does what I needed to do. Yeah. So.
All right. Before we move into the next topic, which is kind of off of Apple stuff a little bit. Let's see. 5 bytes. 5 bytes, sir.
$5 foot long.
You are the one that made these up, so
yeah.
Wait.
Hold on. Are you asking me or do I have to pull it up?
You should ask me. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to be very unprofessional. Get on my phone.
That's fine. Be unprofessional.
Wait. What? What? Why? What? Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry, melted down there. Okay, 5 bytes. 5 bytes. Apple should stop making iPads for 2 years. Agree or disagree?
I completely disagree. I do think that they need to make a change to their iPad line because I think that's just too much, but I don't think they need to stop making them for 2 years. I think that the great thing about Apple Silicon is they keep updating the chip and the prices of the iPads don't go up. So why not just keep making the new iPads, put the new chips in them, give them the little updates, and when somebody needs a new iPad, they're just getting the latest and greatest.
Valid. Vision Pro was never meant to sell big. It was a developer seeding tool. True or cope?
100% true. People who sit there and I know there's some people out there who think that this was supposed to be like the next Meta Quest. It never was. And people who went out and bought it day one because they're like, I need to get the new Apple thing. They were just fools. And like this was supposed to be a stepping stone for Apple. This was a dev kit. This was a public dev kit to get to the Apple glasses. And we may still never get there. We may get there, but we still may never get there because, to be honest, the Vision Pro isn't all it's cracked up to be, especially because they're just not doing anything with it.
Yeah. Well, that, and it's also like $4,000.
Yeah, $3,500, $3,600, something like that. Yeah, ridiculous.
Well, that, and if you have glasses, add another $250.
Yeah,
I've been pricing it.
Don't do it.
How many times have I listened? USB-C didn't simplify anything for consumers. Fact or crap?
It's funny that you say this because I kind of have two looks on this. It has simplified things somewhat. The problem is there's different types of USB-C. You have your Thunderbolt, you have your just regular USB-C, and then you still have a lot of products out there in the world that use barrel plugs or even micro USB that I've seen. I had a coworker who would come to me and say, "Hey, I need to buy a charger, but I don't know what to buy." And I'm like, "Well, what do you need to get?" And he'd show me. I'm like, "How do you have a product that needs a micro USB?" Like, there's still products out there that just don't take it. And it wasn't anything that he's had for a while. It was something he just recently bought. So I sit there and I'm like, yeah, USB-C is absolutely a great thing. Like, everything should be moving towards that. It should make things a lot easier. The problem is they've been updating that standard with better technology. So if you buy a USB-C cable today, it may not work in 2 or 3 years, at least not well enough,
to do what it needs to do.
Yeah. So
my big beef with it, send goddamn bricks. Send them, please. Dear God. Anyway, Apple Intelligence is already behind Chat GPT and Gemini. Panic or patience?
Patience. At least from a consumer standpoint, patience. Apple, panic. Consumer, patience. The thing is, we have ChatGPT, we have Gemini, and they work fine on our Apple devices. I use ChatGPT on a daily basis. I've used Gemini, I've used Claude, I've used all of them really. I've messed around with each one in some form or fashion. I've even used Apple Intelligence. Is it good? No, but it's there. The thing is, Apple is going to make what they're going to make, and eventually it's going to come out, and we know that it's going to be mostly Gemini. So it is what it is. There's no reason to panic from a consumer side because we have the tools that we need. From Apple side, yeah, they dropped the ball there. They should be panicking a little bit. They should be trying to figure out what to do to get back in the game, and they're doing that. But from a consumer side, I think we're fine.
You kind of answered this one already. The MacBook Air is now... Wait, what? The MacBook Air is now the only Mac most people should buy. Yes or no?
100% yes. I think what it comes down to, the MacBook Air will meet the needs of like 90 to 95% of any buyer. Anything above the MacBook Air is more for a creator or a creative mind. I'm telling you, if you can find a MacBook on sale, like the newest MacBook, the M4 MacBook Air right now, you can probably find on sale at like Best Buy for like $799. You buy that, you buy yourself a base model iPad on sale on Amazon for like $300, and then you have an iPhone, you are set. Like, you are completely set. You don't need anything else for a number of years. And obviously, get AirPods and stuff like that, but you will be fully ingrained in the ecosystem and completely happy with what you have. But if you want to expand and go beyond that, then that's what you want to start looking at things. But the MacBook Air is 100% the only computer that 90 to 95% of people need to look at.
And that's been the bites.
And that's been the bites.
now we got to Photoshop that in there.
Oh boy.
Hey, I thought those were pretty good considering I made them up at 11:30 at night.
Yeah, those were good.
Hey,
impressive.
Your boy doing the best workout here. Half fried.
Oh, wait. I don't need to do that. I can just do this.
Yeah. Raider noise here.
All right. So moving on to a non-Apple related subject. The Samsung Trifold is launched in the USA on January 30th for a staggering $2,899. This is coming from the Samsung newsroom. All right. It says the highly anticipated Samsung Galaxy Z Trifold will be available in US starting this week. Its display unfolds twice to reveal a 10-inch display, the largest screen ever on a Galaxy phone, designed for productivity, creativity, and more. Designed for users looking to enjoy the latest groundbreaking innovations from Samsung, Galaxy Z Trifold reshapes the mobile experience, available January 30th. So here's the crazy thing. I'm not going to read all this because there's just too much to read and it's not important to read it. It is very thin. I'll give you that. But here's the thing. You can only buy it from Samsung. You cannot get it at a carrier. You cannot buy it at a
disgusting.
Yeah. Which means you have to drop the full $2,900 on it. Like you can't go to a carrier and pay month by month.
Yeah.
So that sucks. But is it worth it?
Why? Okay, I'll start a tangent here. $3,000 for a phone that you're going to upgrade in a year or two, because let's face it, that's just what I do it every year or two. You do it every year or two. $3,000 for 2 years is asinine. Like, why in your right mind would you think that's okay to charge someone that much?
Yeah, I mean, is it? Well, first off,
not even to mention that thing's going to snap in half if you open it too quick. Like,
I mean, that's insane. I don't know about that. Yeah. I look, they can charge whatever the heck they want to charge, but when it comes down to it, I mean, it's this whole thing that they want these folding devices to be successful. And you have your flips, you have your folds, and now you have trifolds. I think Huawei, which America doesn't carry Huawei because the legal system doesn't allow Huawei to be sold in America, but I think Huawei has a trifold in Europe already. And I mean, it's doing fine. But yeah, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand this desire. Like, look, I'm interested in the Apple Fold. I am. I'm interested in it. The reason why I'm interested in it, though, is because it's different. I've had an Apple phone for 5 years, an iPhone for 5 years. It's the same thing. It looks the same. I'm ready for something different. And I like the iOS. I like the operating system on iPhones. But am I going to stick with it? Probably not. I'll probably get away from it. Like, it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick. Spending $3,000 on a gimmick. That's why I didn't get the Vision Pro, because it's a gimmick. It's $3,500 for a gimmick. But I don't get it.
It's also cooler than a phone that folds.
And
like, I mean,
here's the crazy thing. You could buy a $3,800, $3,900 Z Fold, or you can go buy an iPad, an iPhone, AirPods Pro, and a MacBook Air and spend $2,700, $2,800. You can go buy a Vision Pro for $3,500. So $2,900 for the Z Fold, spend less on 4 products from Apple, or spend a little more for the Vision Pro. I wouldn't get the Vision Pro.
Yeah. I mean, I will ignore Vision Pro here because I'm probably the only one dumb enough here right now that would buy one. You can get 4 separate things that all communicate with each other flawlessly and seamlessly, and still spend about $103 less than a foldy boy.
A foldy boy.
Why the hell would you buy the foldy boy?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Because, I mean, I haven't had Samsung in, God, I couldn't tell you how long. None of their stuff communicates with each other, does it? Is it all cloud-based and you have all your files there?
They have stuff that can, like, their ecosystem is getting better. It's not as good as Apple yet, but it's getting better. I will give them that.
Because last time I had it, it's like, oh, cool. This is saved in my cloud. So, of course, I can have it.
Yeah. But I don't know. That's that. All right. I got to ask you, what's on your desk, man? What do you got for us?
I got an empty Mountain Dew can. I got my AirPod Maxes. I
That's
got
just showing off. That's all.
I have my pay stub. I bought
There's a
Raging
reason
Blast
for that.
I bought Raging Blast 2 because I got it for free from Cartridges Galore.
Mm.
I have Baby Yoda. He makes noises. But to answer your question, I have the Anaki Vector Bot.
Woo!
Woo. He's cool when, I have time to build the server, because in my show notes, I had to write down stuff I want to talk about because I'm stupid. But anyway, so, wonderful small tech startups, they're either really good or they're god awful. So Anaki, I'm assuming it's Anaki, or Anki, Anki, whichever, however, it's probably Anaki because, it sounds fancy. Oh God, you disappeared.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
No, I'm kidding. So, anyway, well, when money wasn't flying in, all their they couldn't afford to keep the servers up. So now he kind of does his own thing. He doesn't listen to you, and he yeets himself off of high places. But man, I've said a lot here. That's something very not normal of me. But he there I go again. And what you have to use WirePod to build your own server for it to communicate with it, which I'm pretty sure WirePod interacts with ChatGPT. I could be wrong. It interacts with some sort of AI to basically make it like Astro is, but he's smaller. And he has a little box that he carries around. But as of right now, all he does is whistle and yell at me. And he's like, no, I'm not going to listen.
That's not very nice of him.
Yeah. Whenever I have like the 30 minutes to build a server, I will get him up and running. But I haven't had the 30 minutes to build a server yet. So,
man, that's sad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for me, as I said, Apple Creator Studio came out today. So I have been messing with, spinning around, messing with Pixelmator Pro specifically on my iPad, because that's the thing I was most excited about coming to my iPad. I will be creating the thumbnail for this show on my iPad. So I'm excited about that. And I'll throw my Apple Pencil on the floor. I will also be editing on Final Cut Pro on my iPad this episode, which is exciting also. So those are the kind of things that, I'm just, look, I know some people were kind of upset about this whole Creator Studio thing. Oh, $12.99, this is ridiculous. And everybody's pointing out and picking out little things that they don't like about it. For me, I think it's great. I never wanted to drop $300 on Final Cut Pro, basically because I felt that I wanted Final Cut Pro, but there was such a big learning curve for me to get into it. This is going to give me time to sit down and let me take a few months. $12.99 a month isn't bad. Let me see if I can actually do this. Let me see if I can learn to use Final Cut Pro.
Mm-hmm.
And if I learn it and if I get good at it, awesome. And it's not a bad deal at $12.99 a month. The crazy thing is, I love Pixelmator. I absolutely love Pixelmator Pro. And I know what I'm doing with Pixelmator Pro. So regardless, I'm keeping it because of that. But I'm going to force myself to utilize, Final Cut.
You said
Final Cut. But yeah, that's what's on my desk. I'm excited about doing that over the next number of months, really, is what it's going to be.
Have you had a chance to try out your I can't remember the name of it, your server?
Yes. I got it hooked up this past week, and I got my pictures moved over and a few files moved over, and there's some hiccups that I found with it. I am going to actually probably do a whole video on that separately just for this channel, which that was never the intent of this channel. The intent of this channel is to do just shorts in the long form here, but I might actually do a video on it, and that might just be something I do from time to time where it's like, hey, I think this is important, I'll throw a video up. And because there were some things that even through my research for this, there were things that nobody ever talked about in other videos. Things weren't talked about. in the research I did. So I just think it's kind of some important information that I hope gets out there that people will see. It doesn't mean it's bad. No, I think it's great. It's phenomenal. It's gonna do exactly what I needed to do for backing up my files, backing up my photos, my family stuff. But there are some things that I was hoping that it would do that this particular one won't be able to do, and that just disappointed me a little bit. So yeah.
A little behind the scenes. I don't think doing little tech videos for startups or just random stuff that we buy wouldn't be a bad idea.
Probably not. No. I mean,
Yeah.
more power to you. If you want to do it too, go for it.
Yeah, I'd love to film Astro and his little day-to-day, a day in the life of Astro. That would be a cool little series to do.
Just put a little camera on him and just let it go.
I don't even have to. He records him. He can record himself.
Oh, and there you have it.
I mean, I don't know if it's periscoped or if I can actually use the camera that's like in his forehead.
Yeah.
That I'll have to play with, but yeah, I mean, that would be cool. That would be a little mini docu-series where he's like a cartel member. He's peddling coke, but it's just cans on his little cup holders in the back. Oh, did I just give myself a creative idea?
Day in the life of Astro.
Yeah, he just slowly becomes a cholo. That would be dope. Oh my god, I know what I'm working on this week.
Jeez. Nicole's gonna be like, "What are you doing?"
I'm like, leave me alone, woman. Just get a beret and walk around like one of the fancy directors from like the 20s. Tie a sweater vest around me, please.
With those pants, with the high boots and the pants all.
Oh yeah, and the fluffy thighs, which would be great because I have fat thighs to begin with. So no chub rub. I'm good. I win.
No chub rub.
Submit me to the Oscars. We're going straight to the top. Let's do it.
Oh, Jesus. This episode went off the rails. But okay, guys, thank you for watching. This has been Bite into Apple. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit the like button.
Bob can't talk, and I'm over here talking about a Cholo Astro. Life is good. God's great. God bless. Boys, start your engines. This is NASCAR. Hit
that like button. Hit subscribe if you enjoyed this show and the banter going on here. And hit that notification bell if you want to hear when we get notified when we upload a new video, which is weekly. And then, like you said, like you may have heard, we may be putting up more videos and shorts and things like that over time. So
a documentary series for Netflix
about a cartel running.
Yeah, he's just peddling coke to like the neighbor's little girl or something. That would be cool. Oh my god! And it's gonna be a hard PG-13.
A hard PG-13, not R.
Yeah. And he doesn't talk.
You need to redo the scene from Scarface with Astro at the desk.
That would be so cool. Except there's no machine guns. It's just him doing the fart noise repeatedly.
Jeez. All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you all next week.
Bye. Oh, wait, now we're alone with me. Man, I hope this makes it in there. What are you guys doing today? I've been playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I've been trying to 100% all the Rockstar games before GTA 6 comes out, which hopefully comes out in November. It's been delayed 3 times. But if you look at the track record for it, I mean, Red Dead 2 was delayed 3 times. So maybe we will actually get it in November. And that would be cool. But besides that, I've been trying. That's what I've been doing.